Okay, surface area of cylinders. So the surface area of a cylinder with a height h and a radius r is the sum of the area of the curved surface and the area of the circular bases. So this one that they gave you, the surface area, is 2 times pi times radius times height plus 2 times pi times radius squared. Okay? It's a long formula. So this one, more than any of the other ones, I'm going to gripe at you and tell you to write it down. Because if you miss one tiny piece, then you're going to get it wrong. And all you're having to find is your radius and the height. That's it. That's the only thing you are having to plug in. But listen, this is for total surface area. Okay? Total surface area. So that means if you've got like a can of peas or corn or green beans or a Coke can, that would be your whole label. So the outside that you see where it has the pictures and all that good stuff. So that would be your side. That would be your lateral. That's that first part of that formula. Then your bases, the top of the can and the bottom of the can, that's where this 2 pi r squared comes in. Because pi r squared, that's the area of a circle, right? So that's your 2 bases. 2 times those 2 areas. So that's total. If we were just looking for lateral, we would just do the first half of this. 2 pi r times height. Okay, so if they asked what the surface area of the label is, or if it didn't have a top and bottom, then you'd use that. So let's look at example 1. Also, if it ever says determine the surface area, and that's it, that's all it says, then that means you're looking for total. If it ever just says, hey, find the surface area, total, you're finding all of it. So I want to write that formula down. Surface area equals 2 times pi times radius times height plus 2 times pi times radius squared. Okay, so the 2 things I need to know, my radius. What's my radius on this cylinder?
2.
On this very 6.
Oh, on this one, okay.
Yeah, on the very top one. I'm just going to do this one first. And then what's the height? The height of the whole cylinder. 8. How tall it is. That's what it is. That's it. Well, you can plug all of this into your calculator. So 2 times 3.14, which is pi, times 6 times 8. Plus 2 times 3.14 times 6 squared. That's a lot. That's why I'm saying, yeah, write the formula down, because if you miss one tiny little piece, one of those little pieces, then it's all wrong. Yeah, it's a lot of buttons. Yeah, I mean it is, but good. So 527.5 meters squared since it's area.
I did too much of using last night.
Okay, so number 1 on these exercises. Determine the total surface area of each cylinder, round to the nearest tenth.
Oh.
Write the formula down. So surface area. So 2
Times 3.14 times. Is this squared or cubed?
Okay, so I've got 2. I know that pi is 3.14. My radius on this first one, they gave me the radius, it's 2, times the height, or how tall the whole can is, so 4, plus 2 times 3.14 times 2 squared.
Alright, this is kind of easy, but like this.
75.36,
36, yes. Okay.
so we'll round it to 4 yards squared. Oh, wait, that's fine.
Ma'am,
Yes.
how do you do this diameter?
Okay, so number 2, if they gave us the diameter all the way across, how do we find the radius from the diameter?
Oh, divided by 2.
divided by 2. So that's your diameter. We want the radius. So that would be 5. So same thing. Write your formula down so then you can plug each piece in. Girls? I know it's a long formula, but write it down so then you don't risk missing a piece of it.
So the very last one, do you still the second part where you put inches squared?
Good. Inches squared.
Now the paper now.
Bear with me. So number 3. Okay. Number 3. 2 pi r h. 2 pi times radius height plus 2 times pi times radius squared. On number 3, what's my radius? 2.5, because they gave me the diameter. It's 1115. 2.5. So, and this is the height of the whole prism, how tall it is. So you'll see questions like how tall, if the silo is 20 whatever feet tall. That's going to be your height always. So 2 times 3.14 times 2.5 times 20. Okay. Plug it all in. Hey, real quick, just a reminder, if you've got total surface area, you're using that formula that's at the top of the note page. So 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. If it's lateral, so the bottom part that's lateral, that's just talking about your green bean label or the front side where you see the label. So lateral is just the front part of that formula. 2 pi times radius times height. Because you don't need to know the area of your bases. Good? Yes? See?
Yes.
On these word problems, I would make sure you highlight the important words. A cylindrical wood fence has a radius of 4 inches, a height of 48 inches. Determine the surface area. So if it doesn't tell you lateral, it's talking about total. And if it helps, I would draw the picture. So it gives you a radius of 4, height of 48. Okay, that'll help. Number 8, Walt is wrapping a poster enclosed in a cylindrical tube. The tube has a diameter of 6 centimeters and a length of 50 centimeters. Determine the amount of wrapping paper Walt needs, round to the nearest tenth. Okay, so I have that. If he's wrapping the whole poster in the tube, I'm going to assume that means total. He's wrapping the whole thing. So use total surface area and draw a picture if that helps you. Diameter of 6. Do we need the diameter though? Think about that. And a length of 50. On the bottom, Brooke is making a cylindrical bolster pillow for her couch. The pillow is 18 inches long and has a radius of 5 inches. Determine the amount of fabric needed for the pillow. Okay, if you're gonna make a whole pillow, total. Okay, cylindrical pillow. It's 18 inches long. The radius was 5 inches. Number 10. The stairwell in a museum is in the shape of a cylinder. The diameter is 20 feet. The height is 100 feet. The museum needs to paint the inside of the stairwell. The inside of the stairwell. Determine the lateral surface area that will be painted. Okay, so lateral surface area, not total. So you're only using the first half of that equation. Just to help you out, I would draw a picture. It gave you the diameter, but do we need the diameter? Height of 100.